Hello. Okay, so today for dinner, I'm going to be making, hold on, let me dump this in a pack so you can, I'll show you the pack. It's a pork shorterloin that's seasoned already, supposed to be seasoned already. Now, this is what this looks like. It's in juices, so bought a pork shorterloin. So, first thing I'm going to do is, here we go, what did I do with my time? Is take a pot. I'm going to take this pot and I'm going to put some sugar, some brown sugar in it. And some apple vinegar, apple cider vinegar. And I'm going to put that on the stove. So it can melt all the way through. And I'm going to take my onions. My garlic, and I'm going to peel them so I can stick into my meat. Okay, so you notice there's no music playing this time because I wanted to share some more stuff with you guys. If I get a little too personal, let me know, because I don't know how much or you want to hear, but I love telling my life story. I've been wanting to, just in case there is someone out there that it can help. Okay, so like I said, I'm from a big family. I want to tell you one of the experience we had, I had. My dad, like I said, would always mess with me whenever he wanted to. When I was littler, when I was 5 is when it started. So one day he came in the room like he always do, woke me up and took me into the living room like he always do. And he rubbed me down with lotion. And as he got to my private part, he slowed down, did what he had to do, and he sends me back into the room. So I go back into the room and I'm crying. One of my brothers was woke. I was crying and he said, "What's the matter?" So I told him nothing. He told me if I told him, he wasn't going to say nothing, but he knew something was wrong. So I told him what Dad been doing. So the next couple of days, whenever our dad would sneak into our room, my brother would move around and to let him know that he's woke, that somebody is woke in there. My dad he wouldn't mess with me that day. He would walk out and let it go. So my brother would stay up. Whenever he heard the door, he'll wake up so my dad wouldn't mess with me. Those nights I was saved on, and I love my brother for that. So one day our dad went in there and my brother did the same thing, but my dad was pissed off and told my brother, "Well, if this is how you feel and you're going to come in, you're going to come in there with us." So my brother was like, he didn't want to go. Dad told him told him to get his butt in there anyways, and he did. So he made us get undressed, and he told my brother to stick his thing in me. And my brother was like, no, he wanted to go back into the room. Dad told him if he didn't, then he would. And it's going to hurt a lot more because he's bigger than my brother was. So my brother did. And I remember my eyes was closed. I'm up there crying. I'm not mad at my brother. And when he was ready to stop, Dad told him, no, it's not time for you to stop. So he told him, well, you'll know when it's time to stop. So I guess, of course, it started feeling good to my brother. And he did his thing. He did his thing. And when he came, Dad told him, "Now you're done." So he sends my brothers back into the room. Dad, you know, did what while he was watching my brother, he was jacking off. Um, so anyways, next time he came in the room, my brother was up, but he let my dad know he was up and asked if he could come with us. So there goes the first sexual experience that I had, and it was with my brother, not my dad. And my dad used to tell me that he can't wait till it's his turn to do that but he's going to wait until it's time for me to become a woman. So that's my first experience of sexual contact, and it was with my brother. So, being said on that, I'm going to take my juice. I'm going to pour it into a small cup, and I'm going to inject this into my meat with my meat injector. Okay. Gotta make sure I get it all. Just push it in and squeeze your juice in. So that was one of my first experience. And then he would want to come in, of course, after that, and sometimes Dad let him, sometimes he didn't. That's how that was. Each time I do one, I'm going to say a little experience of what happened, but then I want to tell you where I'm at now. A lot of people say, "Oh, that's good. You found, that voice that I've been looking for. I found it." I look at it the other way. It found me because I've been searching and searching, and God is good. Led me back, led me to where the voice is, but it wasn't time for me to find it. But when it was time, it found me, and I thank God for that. So, another experience. This is after an incident after the tying me up leg. I'm taking my bacon. I'm going to lay my bacon out. Going to lay my bacon out. They don't have to be real close, so you're going to take your meat. See how long, how wide your meat is. Okay, about right there. So I'm going to take my bacon. Now this is not something I came up with. I just do it different. Okay, so the incident after what happened with me being hung up. We was at work one day. We all went to work with our dad. He had 2 cars. My brother would drive one because we had so many places to clean. He was a janitor. We had so many places to clean that my brother would drive one car, take some of the kids to some of the places, and then he uses the other car. So when we're done, we just go to the next place. And then at the end, Dad and my brother would all meet up at the last place to clean, and then we leave from there and go to school. So he had my brother take off and with some of the kids. So he takes me into the freezer, and he's raping me while we're in the freezer. His boss walks in. I was so relieved because not only is somebody catching us, I'm thinking we was going to get some help finally somebody see it and they believe us. Every time we told somebody we got in trouble, they didn't believe us because they consider us spoiled kids who just wanted attention. No, we got attention. We got enough attention from our dad. But anyways, so his boss walks in, and I'm just thinking in my head, oh good, we're finally going to get some help. Didn't happen. So he comes back with this. I'm going to pack. Hold on. I'm going to take my rub, and I'm going to sprinkle it onto my bacon. Along with that, I'm going to put brown sugar on the bacon. So I'm thinking we're going to get some help. Well, at least me. I'm going to somebody finally see what's going on. They believe us, and, I was so relieved. But it didn't happen that way. Dad walked out of out of the freezer area. And when they came back, his boss had sex with me. I remember crying so much. It was like there was no way out. I didn't know how we would ever be free of our dad. If we try to leave, we thinking, okay, if we did anything like that, we're thinking about mom getting shot. So we had to do what we had to do, which is deal with it. I'm going to take some toothpicks and close up my bacon. So yeah, so we didn't know what to do. One day, my brother told this is what leads up to my mom getting shot. My brother told my mom that you have to do something. You have to do something. So mom goes into dad's room where our dad would keep his shotgun. She takes the shotgun. She points it in my dad's head, and the gun clicks, but it don't go off. She does it again. It clicks, but it doesn't go off. So we started crying because we were thinking, if dad wake up and he hears the clicking of the gun, he might really kill mom. So we started crying, and mom was so scared by us crying that she thought our crying was going to wake up our dad. And so she decided to stop. She puts the guns back, and she tells my brothers, I got to get the girls out of here. So she takes us, and she goes off and moved in with my grandmother. By us being the only blacks in Covina, and where we moved to, being the only blacks, mom knew nobody to get a job with. So what she decides to do is go to my dad's boss. She asked my dad's boss for a job. And he says yes. He gives her a job at some of the restaurants. But then he calls our dad and tells our dad, yes, your wife is working such and such and such in place. Dad shows up at the job, and my mom sees us. At this time, she was with her boyfriend named Mike. Mom sees our dad, and one of us kids seen our dad pull up, and we were like, Dad, and ran to the door to try to open the door. Mom ran to close it, to lock the door. So he's telling my mom, I want my kids back. Mom's telling him, no, you got the boys, so why don't you keep the boys? I'll keep the girls. Dad said, no, I want my kids. Mom said no. Mike, at the time, hearing them arguing, comes out the side of the building with a cast iron skillet, throws it at my dad, and it cuts him on the side of his head. Dad turns around and he shoots Mike. One shot killed him right in front of us. My mom screamed, and Dad turned around and shot her. That's how she got shot. She got shot 5 times. She got shot twice in the stomach, once in the shoulder, one in the chest, and one in her head. One went straight in the center of her forehead. We up there screaming and crying, not knowing what to do. We see our mom laying on the floor. Mike's dead. Dad's got a gun in his hand. And we're crying. Dad told us to shut up and get in the car. So we get in the car, and they rush Mom to the hospital. The bullet in her head saved her life because it shut down her system so slow that they was able to remove all the bullets and remove the bullet in her head. I mean, they left the bullet in her head. If they was to remove that, she would have died instantly. And so all the years that she was living, we was so afraid because the doctor said she can sneeze. If that bullet moved, then she would die instantly. And so that was a fear for us for a long time. And she ended up passing, like I said, from cancer. So that's one of my stories. This will go in the oven at 350 for an hour. After 30 minutes, I'm going to flip it and then do another 30 minutes. And then I'll come back and show you what it looked like and show you what my next step is. Because it will have something to do with mandarin orange and 1 can of small peaches. Yes, so that's what the meal will be today. And I already did my greens from the other day. I pulled those out of the freezer. So I'm making pork chorlorons, greens, and rice.